How's it going, guys? Welcome back to episode 3 of the free retro game collection. In last week's episode, we started back with our initial $50 investment from selling the alarm clock from episode 1. With that money, we bought a few Wii bundles, some NES games, as well as some very cheap games from Walmart. If you're curious to see what I picked up, definitely stay tuned and check out this video. Alright guys, so welcome back to episode 3 of the free retro game collection. The way we're going to start this episode is we're going to talk about the things we got rid of from last week. From there we're going to talk about what's still on the shelf, and then after that we're going to dive into the awesome pickups from last week. So unfortunately last week there weren't many things I found that I wanted to keep in my collection. One of the things I mentioned to you guys is that I plan on getting rid of those Wiis as soon as possible. There was only 2 games I actually wanted to keep, one of them being Ghosts and Goblins and the other being Super Mario Galaxy. So the first thing I did was I cleaned up all those Wii bundles. I made sure I paired everything up together, and as I mentioned to you guys, I plan on getting rid of them to GameStop. So I have my receipt right here for GameStop, and we ended up with only $1.89 from last week, and I want to get back to that $50 mark again. So what I ended up doing, I ended up grabbing that Barbie game I found, Hello Kitty Seasons, the Wii Classic controller, because I already have a few already on my in my tote of controllers, the black Wii system as well as the white Wii system. We ended up trading those in for cash on Saturday, I believe it was, on the 11th, and we made $48.58. So once you combine that $48.58 we made, as well as the leftover money, which I believe was $1.89, we had $50.47 to spend. So now that we have over $50, we made back our initial investment, so anything on the shelf right now was pretty much free. So we're going to take a quick look at the shelf and see exactly what we have. So as you guys can see, we have some games on the shelf that are pretty much free. We have Ghosts and Goblins, we have Mario Galaxy, we have O'Cage, we have Resident Evil, 2 Silent Hill titles, 2 Legacy of Kain titles, we have Obscured, The Suffering, Dark Watch, we have a Wii U remote, as well as a few sealed PS2 games from episode 2 that I'm unsure if I really want to keep. I also have the games below that I plan on putting up on eBay to help, put some funds back into the game collection. Which games, I see there: Castle Quest, we have Dragon Quest Monsters, we have Professor Layton, and the PS2 games we still rolled over from episode 1. Alright guys, so as you can see, whatever on the shelf right now is pretty much free, which is awesome to say. This is just to show you guys that, if you buy some games, you sell some things, you can pretty much build up a collection that really costs nothing in the end. Now we're going to go over what we ended up purchasing with that $50. So as you guys can see in the receipt below, or the image I'll actually put right up here, I ended up selling those games to GameStop at 3:12 p.m. on the 11th of February. From there, I ended up going actually over to the Savers that's right next to the GameStop, which are a few buildings over, but in the same plaza. And from there, I ended up finding some more things to buy. Now, I don't know if it's just been luck, or I've been going, I think this on either a Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember what day it was. But I've been doing very well with finding games at Savers. I go there, 4 to 5 times a week. Sometimes I'll find one thing and I'll either get it or I'll just leave it behind. But this week was probably good enough to really match what episode 1 was. So as you guys can see in the receipt, which I'll put up right here right now, I paid $7.99 for a stack of PS2 games, and there was 3 games included total, which as you guys can see here, is still sealed. I haven't done anything with it. Yeah, I don't know, I didn't want to, but when I saw these games, I was like, oh, cool, like Tomb Raiders on the front, and then I asked, can I take a look at the games, which I was blown away. So as you guys know, like I said, I had $50.47, and this bundle came to $8.55, which then brought us down to $41.92 in the end. The cool thing with this week is that we end up selling something midway through the week, so we're able to bring back some money and be over what the initial investment was. So I haven't opened any of these games yet, but I'm going to save the best game here for last, and we're going to go over the first one, which was Tomb Raider Legend. Disc is in there, manual is not. Really no big deal. I'm not sure what this goes for, and I have no real intention of keeping it because I'm not much of a Tomb Raider fan. The next game I ended up getting was Blood Rain. Now this is actually a pretty cool game to have. I remember playing these, back in the day. It's been quite some time, so I don't remember the gameplay exactly, but this is something that'd be pretty cool to hold on to, which I'll probably end up going over in the end. Last game here, which is something I've heard about, and I don't know where I heard it from, but kind of like the Obscure situation, I'm kind of nervous to open this. As you guys know, Obscure goes for about, I think it's like $60 to almost $70 sometimes. So that makes it one of the more pricier games for the PS2. I'm not much of a PS2 fan outside of the extreme sports titles, but with what I've been finding recently, I've been growing this larger appreciation to the PS2 library, and with that I ended up finding a gem that I was very shocked to see. I saw the name, I was like, oh my god, I think I know this game is like really obscure, really hard to find. I don't know, I just use the word obscure, but whatever. But one game I found was Haunting Ground. Disc is in there, manual's in there, and this is complete. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when the plastic was loose enough where I was able to like crack it open while it's still in the plastic and make see like, oh, it still says Haunting Ground. I was actually able to see that I said Capcom in there. Manual's really crisp in this. Let's take a look at the disc, which I never did. That disc is freaking flawless. That's awesome to find. This is something that I don't know really anything about, so probably in episode 4 I'll go over whether or not I plan on keeping this game. So that alone right there probably sets us back into a little over $100 in value alone. And what I'm going to do in this video, probably starting now, is I'm going to put some of the more highlights of the collection that we're able to find. So after leaving Savers, I was like, holy crap, this is like the find of the episode, I cannot wait. But there is more, guys, so definitely stay tuned and follow through the end of this video, because the last thing I picked up was probably just as good as that. So I'm just trying to go over this little piece of paper I have, which I've been tracking everything. So from there, like I said, we had just under $42, it's $41.92. And Dan from Rebel Gaming Club wanted to purchase a game off me that I've had. It was Siren on the PS2, which we found in episode 1. And I also had a few other things I need to ship him. So he ended up buying that game for me, and after shipping, I made $15.90 off that. That brought us from $41.92 up to $47.82 after shipping and all the fees for that. I've had bulb mailers left over, I've had bulb wrap, all that stuff. So we've had to pay no money into that yet. Soon it's probably going to end up happening, but hopefully that starts happening once we have some funds in the collection. So, like I said, we ended up paying $57.82 to our name. Now from there, I wasn't sure what to buy. I had everything still in cash on me on top of my game collection. Been using my debit card, but I ended up separating a lot of the money aside. But I'm going to go into a really quick story for you guys. Don't know how this is going to work. I think I did a video on it, so it might come up right now, but I'm going to record this anyway. So what ended up happening is I went to, actually, insert video here. So as you guys know, I go to the thrift store almost every single day, and as I'm waiting in line, today's just Monday morning, I found this little arcade machine thing for like $2, and I looked it up, and it looks stupid as hell, but you know what, I really didn't care. But as I'm waiting on this line, this lady in front of me, she's like, oh, is that like a little video game thing? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, I have some video games at home, like some old GameCube things. I had the Zeldas and things in Sonic. And she's like, and I was like, oh, cool. I was like, well, if you want to get rid of it, let me know. And she's like, well, I'll get rid of it right now if you want it. So, it's I think I got her number, got her name. She said I can meet her at her house in 15 minutes. This usually goes good or bad, so let's hope for the best and I'll see what I come up with soon. Alright guys, so I just met up with the lady. I paid $20 total. She literally lived 5 houses away from the Salvation Army. But the deal is for a GameCube. She told me when we were in there, she's like, I have about 10 or 12 games. Actually, she only had about 7, but I'll show you them really quick. This game's actually a blast. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. A series of unfortunate events. Chronicles of Narnia. Lord of the Rings Return of the King. Sonic Mega Collection. Metroid Prime. And last, which I was pretty stoked for, was the Collector's Edition of Zelda. That's definitely cool to have because it has all the classic games. Actually, it's going to pair really well with the Sonic game. Also a black GameCube with all the port covers. There's a memory card in here somewhere, but I think it's in the bottom of the bag. And last was a platinum GameCube controller, which has seen better days. Only unfortunate thing is this, you can definitely tell she smokes in her house because this stuff smells like it a little bit. I'll just clean it up with some dryer sheets and some magic erasers to hopefully make this thing actually turn out pretty well. But for 20 bucks, I can't complain at all. So as you guys can tell, making small talk with someone at a thrift store is not always a bad thing because not everyone there is crazy. You do run into some hooligans, which really is no big deal. I just tend to avoid them and carry on with my day. The next thing I'm going to talk about, I believe I recorded footage for. Unfortunately, I didn't record footage of picking up something because it just kind of weird situation. I worked with the guy. I worked with the guy's wife because I saw this advertisement at my job about a month ago, and things just kind of worked out. I did a small video, I talked about it in my car. Hopefully the audio is good, hopefully you guys can understand what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna put it in right now. Alright guys, so I know I picked up some pretty cool stuff this week, and about a month ago, at my job, there was someone who posted a ad, because next to our lunchroom we have an advertisement board if you want to sell anything, like rent out property, sell cars, whatever. We have a display board outside of our cafeteria at my job that you can sell stuff. So about a month ago, I saw someone who posted, it was like classic video games for sale, and I was like, oh cool, but there was no price on anything. It said like Sega Game Gear, NES, Game Boy, Nintendo 64. So when I messaged a guy, like, he automatically wanted like pretty much eBay prices, just give or take like 20% less. Now, obviously it's not a bad thing, but he said he had a Game Boy stuff. It was like a Game Boy Advance with like a few games in the case. And I was like, oh cool, you don't know what it is. But he sent me a picture, and it was amazing. Like, it was a really solid deal. I was like, what do you want? And I think we agreed on like, I think it was like 60 or 90. I don't have the text message anymore. And then things kind of fell through because the guy and I worked opposite shifts, and so I said to him, he messaged me today, and he was like, hey man, he's like, are you still interested? I can be up in the area by the time you work, about 12:30, so it's 12:10 right now. I'm willing to let it all go for 30 bucks, or just the Game Boy stuff for $30. He was like, that's like 10 bucks per game, and I'll just throw the other stuff in there, because he knew I really wanted the few Pokemon games he had. And I was like, alright dude, like that's cool, because he's like I really just need the money right now, and I'm like, that works perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna go buy that. So I'll be picking that up in about 25 minutes, and I will show you guys what I'm getting. Alright guys, so I'm actually in my work's parking garage right now, but I ended up getting the pickup off the guy. I paid 30 bucks for everything. The first thing to go over is these things right here, these Game Boy cases. These are really cool because they're actually like official Nintendo ones, and if you guys can see, there's actually some colored ones in there, which I've never once seen before. The next thing we're gonna go over is what's inside this pouch. He told me they came with like a wormlet, which is broken, which that doesn't bother me, that's really whatever. So we have some games in here. Let me get them out. Now I know there's a few of the games that I end up buying. Alright, actually right here. So we have some SpongeBob game, Sports Illustrated Football. It's kind of weird, there's Game Boy Advance games in here. Let's see what else. I don't know how to open this thing. Oh. Probably one of the cleanest Game Boy Advances I've ever seen. Game inside, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, which is pretty cool. Let's see what else. There's a couple of Manuels. And the bread and butter of this pickup. A box copy of Pokemon Yellow, that's complete. A box copy of Pokemon Red, that's also complete. And probably the crispiest copy I've ever seen, but Pokemon Blue, also complete. So just to show you guys everything again, because the quality of the video in my car wasn't that great, I ended up picking up a pretty awesome Game Boy lot. The total cost in was $30, and one thing I forgot to talk about was, was a Wormlight. I've been playing this thing like crazy, and this thing is in supreme condition. It is so crystal clear on the screen, and I've been playing the crap out of it every night. This pickup, I really wish I could have recorded footage of me talking to the guy handing him $30, but it's just gonna be kind of those awkward situations because I don't know, I'm not used to that yet. Hopefully, you know, with the next few episodes, I'll start doing that. But a small recap of the pickup: a box of their NES licensed Game Boy cases. They look and feel just like the original gray ones, but they're just, some of these are actually colored inside. We got a couple Game Boy Advance games. We got SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge. We got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, which did come with the manual. We got Super Mario Advance, which is actually my favorite Mario game. Last, we got Sports Illustrated Kids Football for the Game Boy Advance. I don't know what I plan on doing with all those Game Boy Advance games yet, but that wasn't like the big ticket from that. The Game Boy Advance is cool to have. Having those Game Boy Advance games are cool. And actually, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is very fun, the Game Boy Advance. I highly recommend you guys trying that if you haven't played it yet, or if you do like the Tony Hawk games. But the bread and butter of this pickup was actually the Pokemon games, as you guys just saw. first one here, we have Pokemon Red. It's in pretty good shape minus a small tear in the back. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see if I can pull it up. It's got a small tear, no big deal. I already ordered some protective cases for these because I needed some for some other things. This Pokemon Yellow, just as crispy. It's got like a little, I can't even show it, but it's a little push in the front, but other than that, the sides are great. Everything is clean inside. Manuals all included, all the pan flips, everything it originally came with is included, but this Pokemon Blue, you guys can see, is super clean. Sorry guys, had to take out my throat, had to grab a drink, but yes, that Game Boy lot was extremely awesome to find. Finding, you know, red, blue, and yellow in a clean Game Boy Advance was like the cherry on top for these past 2 weeks, and coming back into collecting and finding these awesome games is like, it's making me happy again to finally collect, because I'm collecting things that I really, you know, am super excited to finally have. Fun fact, by the way, actually in the 6 or 7 years I collected, I never owned a copy of Pokemon Yellow. So with the rest of this video, we're going to do a small recap from this past week, and then we're going to go over the stuff we plan on selling. So we started this week off with just under $2. We grabbed the Wii stuff from last week, sold it to GameStop, got $49 cash, which brought us to about $51 total. That same day, a few minutes later, we walked over to Savers. We found a really awesome PS2 lot, which included games such as Tomb Raider, Blood Rain, as well as Haunting Ground on PS2, which, if you guys didn't know, is a really obscure game. And, you know, I can't wait to actually try to see, you know, if it's worth keeping or not. From there, my good buddy Dan from Rebel Gaming Club watched one of my last videos. He asked if he could buy Siren off me. On top of that, I also had some other things I had to ship him. We sold Siren to him. We made a good chunk of change, which brought us back to about $58 total. With that $58, Salvation Army one day, talked to some random person. She said she had a GameCube for sale after her seeing me, this little teeny arcade looking thing in my hand. And I said, let's do it, let's make the transaction. Met her at her house 10 minutes later after leaving Salvation Army. Found a GameCube lot which included some cool games such as Tide the Tasmanian Tiger, Sonic Mega Collection, as well as the Zelda Collection. We had $38 left over, and then from there we ended up buying, $38. We found a great, I mean amazing Game Boy lot, which I still cannot believe I finally have in my hand. And there may be some more stuff coming from that person into my collection very soon. So now at the end of the video, we're going to be talking about the stuff that's going to be going up on eBay, or stuff that's going to be available for sale. We still have the games left over from last week. We have Castle Quest, we have Dragon Quest Monsters, we have Professor Layton, which I haven't even bothered putting on eBay yet because this week was really busy. We just did the finishing touches to the wedding. So this week I actually have present sale for just tomorrow, so I'm going to do the eBay stuff hopefully by tomorrow. But from this week, what are we going to be getting rid of? That is a good question. More than likely, the GameCube is going to be going. I really don't need a GameCube because I have a Wii that I can still use, which I have like the cables, was it composite cables, the red, green, blue, white, red cables, that make it look a little better. So I will get rid of that GameCube because I want to make back some money. With that GameCube, we're going to be putting into it a series of unfortunate events, probably the memory card. We're going to put the controller in because I already have a few. I'll do Chronicles of Narnia, I'll get rid of, Lord of the Rings, and, I don't know. These last few I'm still up in the air with. These three, I believe, with the GameCube could probably help me get about like $40 or $50, which I know with shipping is not going to be that pretty, but I'll see what I can do with that, try to look around a little bit, but I'll probably get rid of that stuff. Only other game I might get rid of is going to be Metroid Prime. I don't know yet, and maybe Sonic Mega Collection because I do have both. I mean, I have Sonic Mega Collection already on PS2 for my previous collection, but I'm probably keeping that. Tasmanian Tiger, if you guys haven't played before, that is a very fun game, so that's staying. And Zelda Collector's Edition, that's obviously staying as well. Let's see. From that Game Boy lot, there's really not much to work with, unfortunately. Maybe get rid of those few Game Boy Advance games and just keep the Pokemon games. I might even get rid of the Game Boy Advance as well because I already have a Game Boy Color. So yeah, these Pokemon games are definitely staying. But more than likely, those few Game Boy games or Game Boy Advance games and the Advance, I'll probably let those go on eBay as well because that'll be a nice, maybe like 20-25 bucks I can make. That'd be cool to add back to the collection. As far as the PS2 games go, keeping Haunting Ground for now. I'll probably keep Blood Rain for now. I don't remember how well or how fun that game actually is, so that might change between now and the next few weeks when I actually get a chance to play it. Tomb Raider, that was probably going to go. No real intentions of playing, unfortunately, so that will end up leaving. And as I said about those Wii games, I'm ready to do some giveaways, just do something for you guys, because you guys have been watching these videos quite a bit. You know, I've been getting like 300 to 500, almost 600 views in these videos, and that's a lot better than a lot of my previous videos. So honestly, I want to pay you guys back. I want to get that 1,000 subscriber mark, you know, hopefully within the next few months. I'm not really caring about the monetization thing, but I think we'll get there. And we still have some stuff left over from last week, as I said, so the money's going to come back in. I'll spend some time tomorrow, hopefully make like $60, $70, maybe $80, so we can start next episode pretty strong and find even more games. We are ending this week with just under $8, exactly $7.82 to our name, so we got to start pushing some stuff out so we can buy even more games for episode 4 of this series. Guys, I really can't thank you enough for making this series go very well, giving you guys giving me the motivation to still collect and still find things. Even though I just sold my collection, I think it's been less than 2 months. Getting back into collecting is extremely fun, and this video, this series exactly is pushing me to really do that. It's giving me the motivation to let's wake up a little bit earlier so we can go to Salvation Army today, like, have a better chance of finding some things. Let's go to Savers and let's see what we can find. You guys are giving me the motivation through the comments, through the likes, everything. You guys are really motivating me to really collect again and reevaluate my collecting habits that I used to have. And the fact that I have a pretty much getting there almost all killer, no filler shelf is pretty awesome to see. But if you guys did like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and in the comments field below, let me know what you thought of it, and let me know what portion of my pickup was your favorite. On top of that, if you guys still want me to do pickup videos of the random things I find, such as board games, music CDs, and other media, definitely let me know. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a great week hunting.